All right, everybody watching at home, thanks for joining us. I'm going to get the qualifying results posted online here very shortly, but I just wanted to get in here quick and let everybody know the format that's going on here. So these two games that the bowlers, these are the top 12 right now, and these games that they're bowling are getting added on to their qualifying pinfall. So they'll have a 10-game total qualifying pinfall before they get seeded into the cashers or elimination rounds, I should say. So we call this a cashers round. This is the top 12. We did cash 19 total people today, but these are the top 12 that go into this format, special format for the Locker Guy Bowler of the Decades event. And so after these two games, then they'll get seeded. The top 3 seeds are going to go directly into the step ladder. So seeds 1, 2, and 3, after 10 cumulative games, will go right into the step ladder. From there, if you want to check our Facebook page, I do have a picture of the bracket. It is in the flyer for the Bowler of the Decades in that photo. And anyways, it basically goes to where the 7 seed bowls the 12, the 8 bowls the 11, and the 9 and 10 bowl each other. Seeds 4, 5, and 6 have a bye for a round. And then it advances from there and breaks down until finally the last 2 standing make their way into the step ladder in the 4 and 5 seeds. So what you see here now, I just want to let everyone know that's watching, this isn't match play. Even though there's one person on a lane and they're bowling kind of what is the match play style, if you will, with one person starting bowling just one frame and then 2 and then 2 and then 2. There is no bonus points for this. This does get added, scratch, onto their overall qualifying pinfall. So I'll be back with some further commentary on that as we move along here, but I'm going to get some stuff posted online. Again, just want to let everyone know kind of what the format was here so that you knew this wasn't a match play with bonus going on.
We good? Good afternoon, everybody. We are coming to you live from Southway Bowl in beautiful St. Cloud, Minnesota, where our CBA tournament director, Jason Hansen, and his wife, Stacy, are the proprietors here. This is our CBA tournament, where we had a little different type of a format today. This is one of the Locker Guy Bowler of the Decades tournaments, which we have September, November, and February. And this is the first one, so we use a little bit different format. We kind of got tired of the same formats all the time, want to do something different, so just we did here. So everybody bowls 8 games of qualifying. Doesn't matter how many bowlers we got, we were taking the top 12. So we ended up with 58 bowlers today. Took the top 12 and 19, there were a total of 19 cashers plus a couple of senior cashers. But it took minus 42 to make the cut after the first 8 games. And then those 12 guys bowled 2 more games for seeding purposes, which after the 2 games, the first, second, and third places are automatically seeded into a step ladder. The 4th, 5th, and 6th got a bye, and what you're seeing here right now, then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 bowled a match. The losers are out, and the winners are bowling people that were 4th, 5th, and 6th, which is what's going on right now. And then the 3 of these winners are bowling for 2 spots. They'll bowl on the same pair for 2 spots for the step ladder. 1 game, 2 spots for the step ladder, and then 5th and 4th got to bowl each other. And then third place bowler bowls the winner of that, which happens to be me. I'm Tom Corbett, by the way, in case you couldn't tell my voice. And then Zach Andresen qualified second after the 10 games. And Brady Stearns, ho hum, qualified first here at Southway. So it was a long day. We started at 9 in the morning. It's 4:15, and we still got another couple hours of bowling left. Steve Nava was second at +4, and then Matt Payne was even. Those are the only 3 people. 2 guys were plus, 1 was even. That's almost like 3 guys plus. Almost. I'm talking to Dave Ullman over here, and he's... And like I said, it took 42 under. And actually, 42 under was Clark Polzer and Justice Shield, who tied at 42 under. They had to have a 1-game rollout, so that slowed us down too. And then Clark won that game to get seeded into the top 12. And so I should tell you who was in the top 12. It was Brady Stearns, Steve Nava, Matt Payne, Tom Corbett, Anthony Stewart, Doug Manhart, Zach Andresen, Will Mateffy, Chad Nelson, Ryan Swiderski, Sam Sylvester Jr., and Clark Polzer. So those are the top 12. And then the cashers, Justice Shield, Austin York, Bill Fabian, Brent Newman, Trezon Monahan, Matt Edwards, and Dalton Gatlin was the last casher at 94 under. I think there were 3 senior cashers, 3.5 or 2.5, whatever. Terry McKinney just missed cashing. We got a senior casher at 97 under. John Holmes got a senior casher. And then I heard that there was a tie. Ron Cleveland and Dave Ullman get half a senior casher. And then was there a junior? I don't think there was a junior casher. No, we had Dakota France and Brooke Salzman were the juniors that did not make the cut. Being that Zach Andresen made the cut, there was no bonus junior casher. So then how this worked, so we bowled 2 more games, and then the seeding was, this is not correct either. How come you didn't give me the up-to-date one? Okay, he didn't give me the up-to-date after 10, but like I mentioned, it was Brady Stearns, Zach Andresen, and then Tom Corbett are the top 3. And then it was Chad Nelson and Matt Payne and Doug Manhart. They were 4th, 5th, and 6th. They waited a game. Now they're all bowling, like I mentioned, to get out of whoever loses is out. Then they're bowling. Those 3 guys will bowl 1 game. So there we are. So now let's kind of watch what's going on. We got the camera on Clark and Chad right here. All right, our camera operator, David Ullman, is telling me that he can't move the camera around, so we have to watch Clark and Chad. So we're staying right here on 17 and 18. And Clark just missed that single pin. Just going to kind of tell you what's going on. So Clark is 122 in the seventh of missing a 7-pin, which is really uncalled for at any time, let alone Clark's caliber of bowlers shouldn't do that at all. So Chad with 86 in the fifth, a strike up on the sixth. He's going to have an advantage here after he doubles of quite a few pins. The bull next to Chad all day. He was never in it until he was in it. The last game, he shoots 230. He was all set to take a senior casher and go home. Yet he's making Dave Ullman stay here and run our camera. Half a senior casher. Better than nothing. So being that Chad did make the cut, the bonus senior cashers, Dave Ullman got a half of one. The way this pattern was it was just a U.S. Open pattern. 2019 U.S. Open pattern. It started out number 4. Okay. And I started out, if I have to start out right around third arrow, I can imagine what everybody else was doing, but you could not play out. You couldn't get the ball outside of 10 at all. And you can tell by the scores, like there was only 2 people plus and somebody was even. So it was pretty tough for a while out there. And once you got in deeper, there was some hold, but you still had to get the ball down the lane with some speed, with something that still would flip over to knock out the corner pins.
Did you tell people you're bowling later?
I kind of said that, but I got nothing to do for 3
Step
games.
ladder.
I got seeded into the step ladder. This is a tournament that when Jason and I talked about a format about it, was 3 years ago, and I come up with the bowler of the decade. Wanted something different because our normal format is 8. And now they're trying to tell me that the only reason I picked it is because I can make it. That's not true, because I didn't make the other 2. But the fact that most of our tournaments are 8 games of qualifying. We cut to the top third of the field. We bowl 6 more games of match play, luck of the draw, 30 bonus pins per match to take the top 5. Bowl step ladder, which is really good because you're bowling 14 games. If you're going to win a CBA, you got to bowl a lot of games. You don't want to just get lucky to get into the step ladder to do it. But we want to have something different because people get a little tired of it. Which a little bored with the same thing, yes. And so some we have carryover pins at, some we re-oil, some we don't re-oil, some we don't have carryover pins. Years ago, the format of a CBA was 10 games of qualifying on a Saturday. We cut to the top 12 only, except with a year-end and the U.S. Open once in a while, and our Eau Claire tournament, we'd take 24. But otherwise, it was come back the next day, and you bowl 12 more games of match play and a step ladder. Well, the 2 days get to be a lot of time being away. A lot of people had things to do both days, although some of us seniors bowled a tournament yesterday also that Dave Ullman won his Minnesota Senior Masters up at Valero Blaine. You didn't win your age bracket. Oh, the only 50-year-old left? Chad Nelson is trying to say he won his age bracket. Well, Clark won his and I won mine. He's 70. We did. I like it. Well, Brady won his. Zach Andresen won his. Matt Payne didn't win his yet. Well, it's Clark and Chad and Clark.
How did this happen?
I don't know.
How did we get here? We're losing viewers by the second.
Exactly. We're tired. We can't even change the camera.
Right. We're the only match to watch.
Let's talk about what's going on down on 21 and 22. It looks like Will Mateffy is up on the left lane, and he went striking the 9th, 10th, and 11th. So he shut out Matt? Yes, he did. So Will Mateffy's moving on. He had 217, 215 for Matt. So they were 2-1 in the bottom of the ninth, actually the top of the 9th, and I think Cleveland had the bases loaded, and now it's 4-1 Cleveland in the top of the 9th. So there goes that. Twins got swept by Cleveland. So maybe they'll have something else to do when baseball season's over. Oh yeah, I'm taking some bowling and going to Costa Rica. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. All right, so Matt Payne is out. Clark Polzer will be out. And now we got Doug Manhart and Steve Nava. Let's get that camera over to as far left as we can. And then we can see off the left of your screen. They're on 13 and 14. Pay no attention to that score that's up there right now because that's from the game before. Steve Nava just split the ninth frame with a 4.67. He's going to have 198 if he picks up two of them. And Doug needs a mark to pass him. And 2 is huge when you got a strike up there, especially when, and he knows it. These bowlers know what they need all the time, whether they do it always, but they know what they need. And as hard as he throws the ball, he could have possibly picked it up. But so Doug Manhart, what do you do when you need a fill?
Throw a strike.
You throw a strike. The best spare in the world is a strike. Okay, so what is your thought process that it should be that I'm going to do the same thing? I need a strike no matter what. I'm not going to be tentative, so I don't leave a split. You have to be cocky enough and I don't know, confident enough is the word. Good shot and do it whether you need it or not. Exactly. So we'll see what Doug does. Doug's going to throw it slow and hook it, something different than he normally does. So we'll see how that works out for him. All eyes on lane 14. You'll be able to see the ball going. Oh, you can see him out the left of the screen too.
Those nice Southway Bowl jerseys on. 3 Southway Bowl jerseys made the top 12.
Nice.
What a great team.
And then I just got done saying Clark was going to be out, and then Chad opens the ninth frame. So now all of a sudden he can go spare and strike for 192, and then Clark can strike out to tie him. Wow, there's a lot of stuff happening here. And Doug, how's the look? Trips out a 3-pin right in front of your teammate. Just enough to win. So no, I do not. And I didn't have the top finish there.
Well, this was, just look at this as you headed into that position round of game 10. So from 4th, look at that, from 4th to 10th was like 16 or 17.
Oh yeah,
pins.
Okay.
That was a fun little.
Well, it was.
Yeah.
Well, so I was watching it because I finished out with 240. I left a solid 10 after a 6-player going into 10th. Like, oh no, it's going to cost me. I got what I needed. Well, and then Doug Manhart needed a double to beat me, so I watched him. He crosses over and gets one, and I go, okay, he's going to make an adjustment from a crossover, and he did. And he left the late 7-10. So he didn't strike.
That was some good drama there in that.
It was
that game 10.
I was watching it from right on the lanes. Okay, Chad needs to strike to force Clark to get all 3 of them to tie him. I got a feeling he's going to throw it solid in the pocket. I had a good feeling on that. Yeah. He posted it and everything. So, and the next thing, Clark and his veteran. The veteran that Clark is, he's going to take his time. He's going to make sure that he throws 3 good shots, one at a time. It's going to be in the pocket. And what has he done? He struck in the 8th, struck in the 6th. So he got lined up the last 2 shots on this right lane. So we'll see what Clark does right here. And our camera operator got it back to the right lane. So see what Clark does right here. That was solid. It's only 1. I fully expect him to throw it in the pocket. This would be a 9th and 10th frame roll-off if they tie. And then if they tie again, the other person starts, and then after that, it's 1 ball. But Clark needs the next 2. And Chad is biting his fingernails back here. Oh, no, he's not even paying attention. He says, well, I get to go home if he's... Well, no, he's still got to bowl another 9th and 10th or another game. He's still got to bowl some more. And the old kind of solid half 10. Typical 10-pin that you would leave anywhere. So anyway, I was right. Clark was going to lose this game. But there was more drama than I thought. Well, now it's going to...
19 and 20.
You are not going to quit.
3 people on the same lane for 2 spots. Will Mateffy, Chad Nelson, and Doug Manhart. The 3 fastest guys we got here are all bowling on the same long match. That's why I'm here talking, because I don't have to bowl for a couple more games. Get grandfather Clark in there just to make it that much longer. I just got a flat tire I got to fix and drive home and buy 4 more tires. Don't worry about me.
But you have time then.
I have plenty of time.
You guys let me bowl.
Exactly, right, yeah. Oh, no, he leans forward now. He goes a little faster. Exactly. You guys didn't hear all that, but we don't need to discuss that. So. No, just bowl. No, I'm kidding. 2 shots on each. Two shots on each. You don't have to take them. If you want to, take 2. Otherwise, just take 1 or none. It's up to you. So we do have the camera. That's how fast my camera operator is. He's got that camera all the way over there to 1920 right away. Let's watch him warm up. So this way, so the higher seed, which I believe is Doug, and then it was Chad, and then it was Will. So Doug decides the order, or he decides if he wants where he wants to be in the order, and then Chad gets the next choice where he wants to be in the order, and Will just takes where they send him.
Will's going to be 3rd.
If I was bowling out there, I think I'd want to go first. Yes, I think, but knowing Chad, he might want to go last. He's like Clark, where he wants to know what he needs sometimes. But put the pressure on the other guy, make the other guy perform. And I was just talking about that because Will just came off a match where he beat Anthony Stewart. He got a double in the 10th, and he got 9, whatever, to force Anthony to get 9 spare strike or strike to win. And I read somewhere Jason Belmonte, who is the absolute best bowler in the world, said no matter what happens, and you're in a 10th frame, and you have to finish, you throw it differently. Yep. And this is the best bowler in the world who said that. So we are just, amateurs who bowl, on weekends and such. And so those guys bowl for a living, and he said that. So you put the pressure on the other guy and make him come through. It's definitely different. So the bowling balls that the guys are using out there, Chad, I believe, is using his trusty IQ. He said they finally got dirty enough for him to be able to do that. Will would be using a Storm of some sort. I can't quite tell from here. And then
Doug was throwing a power torque over there.
He's got a different.
He's throwing a GB4.
GB4 Pearl. Okay.
Right now, practice shots.
Okay.
But he was throwing a power torque.
What? Ebonite track is what he bowls for. I know that. And Will, I can't quite see. He could have like a dark coat or something. It's black. It's dark. Yeah, we don't know what it is, but we'll go look at that too. Let you know what people are using. All right. What I didn't know today was that it's Grandparents' Day. I just got the Night Road. So he's using the newest Night Road. So is Brady Stearns was using that newest Night Road. And Doug is getting something given to him to use. And Chad gets stuff given to him to use. And Brady gets something given to him to use. I got to buy my own bowling balls. And I have an 8-year-old nuclear cell that I'm using. Is this fair, Dave? Yeah, I don't know either. Could be an advantage to the old ball. Sometimes when they're dirty like this, sometimes the newer balls are a little too strong and too reactive. Okay, these just going to probably see what they're like. He spins the ball more than I thought he did. But he gets it to go down the lane. That's why he does these violent turns a lot of times.
We were talking about it earlier today in the first 2-game match. He was right here. He's got a real real short pin on it, so all it does is
Okay.
rolls and just.
All right. Well, and it's working just fine today. But he does twirl it and throw it slow. Doug gets a choice.
Doug gets choice.
Chad, your next choice. Chad, your next choice. Well, no, I think you're all in the same lane. It's just the order.
1, 2, 3.
Just the order. Correct.
You start.
Yeah, and you have to hold hands while you bowl. Arm in arm, you have to bowl arm in arm.
Is that how it goes, Jason? They're all in the same lane. Yeah. Doug chooses order. And Chad, you're next. Okay, Will, you go last. You go third, Will.
Good choice.
It's my choice. I'll be third.
Okay. All right, so like I mentioned, these 3 bowlers are bowling for 2 spots to get into the step ladder, and so the 2 winners are going to bowl again against each other as far as the 4th and 5th seeds, and then I get to get up there and bowl. So I'm not going to be there the whole game because, well, I could be here this whole game, but I won't be here the whole next game. I'm going to have to go throw a couple of practice shots. But I'm resting my back, sitting back here. Not drinking any beer right now, though. I don't know what's wrong. Well, I got a flat tire driving home. I got to be careful. Hopefully I get home on that. Chad tells me that donut I have in my car shouldn't go over 50, 55 miles an hour, but I was going 70 on the way here because I had to get here. Figured I'll get here and I'll take my chances of, Jason would let me stay overnight at his house if I needed to. But I'll drive back through, I'll get to Monticello, and then I'll take back roads where I only go 40-some. And the only thing bad about that is I'm taking the back roads and there's no gas stations along the way or anything, but I'm closer to home. Being that I live in Maple Grove, it's a lot easier to get to. Exactly, it is. Right, you should bowl one sometime. Oh, you did yesterday. So Chad bowled his first senior tournament, which happened to be the Minnesota Senior Masters yesterday. And shocker, he led qualifying. That didn't do him any good because he was like 5th or 6th or something like that, whatever. So, yeah, but that's because I let him win when I bowled against him. I need a double in the 10th frame, and I know, why did I do that? Well, because I left like a 10 pin or something. But it was easy to do that yesterday. Easy to do that today. Easy to do that anywhere you bowl. I don't care what anybody says. People always complain, I can't carry this, can't carry that. Well, nobody carries everything. And you're going to leave them. And it's like the easiest pin because you leave more of them than anything else. So you should certainly know how to pick that up. Or 7 pin if you're a lefty. You can bowl any time on the right lane. You don't have to wait for Will to be done. You don't have to wait. Just go. Just keep a pace going. 10 pin is actually a really good shot because you're hitting the pocket. And I was talking to Chad earlier today about that, where if you're in the pocket and leaving 10 pins today, which is just a good thing, you just want to pick them up. Now, if you're in a league where they're walled up house shots, well, then you're changing bowling balls or you're changing something because, 190s is not going to get you anything. So it's just a different mentality. So you watch these scores there, people who are watching from home and say, well, these guys are pretty good. They have 180, 190. Well, this is not your typical house pattern. Although, I bowled better here than the typical house pattern. I just bowled at Classic last week. Like I bowled 3 games at Classic Bowl on our league, and I had 9 splits. 1 I picked up, so I had 8 opens. I picked up every other single pin I left, every spare, and I had 505. But I tried really hard all 3 of those games, and that's all I had. All right, so everybody filled the first frame, which is a good thing. Well, I should get on Facebook Live to see who's doing what here. Oh, I could just watch here live myself, but I'm going to look at this. CBA. There's spare for Doug. So he's got 19 in the first spare up. These guys are going to be this is going to be one of those things where if somebody gets a split or chops a spare, then they got to make up ground. And I think right now everybody just wants to keep the ball in play. And if Chad here gets a double, he's going to be off and running because that's what he does. So 19 and 20. I bowled my last, I think I was on 19 and 20. No, I was on 17, 18. But I bowled on 19 and 20. If I remember right, 19 was a little tighter. And the right lane, that right lane was tighter than the other one. The other right lanes were hooking more. But he shouldn't, I would say he shouldn't miss that, but there's a lot of ways to miss that. You could chop it, you could miss a little bit to the right, you could whatever, but hit that front pin. So Will Mateffy using that the new Night Road. It's supposed to be a big angular ball, what Chad was telling me. I don't know anything about it yet. I don't like to buy bowling balls when I see somebody else use them, even though they look pretty good, because not every new ball is going to be good for me. Just like they shouldn't be good for everybody. But there's so many good bowling balls out there. Find the ones that you like, and either stick with that brand or maybe a certain drilling or something. But all right, now they're getting lined up.
And I was like, oh, we must be close because he's taking a lot of turns now, right? And the next thing I know, he just like zooms right into the water. He's like, I'm going to the bathroom. Like,
Trying to see where Chad's setting the ball down, but I'm sure he's just inside of fourth arrow at the arrows. But I couldn't see where he's setting it down, but it's fourth to fifth arrow at the arrows. We're at a little vantage point. We're a little bit off. I'm off to the left, but Davey Ullman's looking on the camera so we can see there.
Do you think he'll
a little
take
closer.
the senior casher now? Because that's what he was aiming for.
He wanted the
after-
senior casher, so Chad Nelson should get the senior casher.
Because that takes it away from me. My half of it.
Oh, this is half the senior. Beat
Take
it.
you $35.
It takes my $45 away.
Here, I want to bring in our CBA president, Matt Payne, over to the booth here because we both made the cut, and then we both on the same pair for the extra qualifying games or whatever. I know, and I should have got the 30 bonus pins. Why didn't they do that? And that's a different thing. But then you went and got to the. Did you win that? I can't remember where you qualified after 10.
After
Oh, there you were after 10.
Sixth.
You were 6. You got to buy.
got to buy.
You got to buy. Okay, so which is good. And then you didn't win after
I
that,
did
though.
not win. I had a clean 203 against Will.
Okay. Did you? We talked about it a little bit. You said you used whatever one ball that was most of the day.
I started with the IQ, and that was only game one. Game one with the IQ, and then I went to the Black Widow 2.0, and that was it. So that's all.
So you used that all day long, just kind of keep moving in and.
I teased
whatever.
myself with the RX2, or
Yeah.
RX, whatever it was.
RST X34, something like that, whatever like that. So.
One of them.
But I only used 2 bowling balls all day. I started out with my Phase 2, which is a 8-year-old hand-me-down 3 drillings on the ball, and the nuclear cell, which I had bought it new years ago, and then I just had it re-drilled with a little different layout. So that's what I used all day today, which allows me to move into third or fourth arrow or deeper and still get the ball to turn the corner. So some of these people do it just with their hand and their certain bowling balls, but I got to do it with different drillings. But lower rev rate and slower speed, and but I was able to get the ball. I could skid it down the lane, so I was only playing for the back end, which helps me because I can do that. And then I picked up most of my spares today. Missed a couple of 9 pins, the $1 million 9 pin. I missed 2 of them. Almost had a whole chunk, but I hit the head pin. And I left a 5, 7, 8. So that wasn't very good.
Is that any worse than my 6, 8, 10?
Exactly. Oh yeah, the first shot he throws, we're bowling our first game 9 after we had the second after the first top 8 games, and he leaves a 6, 8, 10, and then he misses the 8 or the 6 and gets a 10 pin. But yeah, that was kind of an odd leave.
Brady left something really weird today too, and I can't remember what it was.
All right, so watching all of a sudden, third place Will Mateffy has an advantage here because Doug Manhart and Chad Nelson going to open. He got 67 and 68 in the fourth. and the balls are stuck on 20 right when Will needs to get his ball. They're icing him.
They are.
Well, they don't really have to ice him; just have to have Chad and Doug Mena on the approach, and you got to wait for him. So, but I bowled next to Doug a few times. He was actually a little faster than I think he has been.
I think so too. I mean, he's still slow, but he's faster.
Faster, yeah. It doesn't mean he's fast. It means he's faster. So
He's just not as
Right.
So what do people think about when they're up there on the approach to stand that long?
We have asked Doug, and Doug says he doesn't think of anything.
Well, maybe you should think of something then.
Right. Why
Because-
are you taking so long?
Maybe you should think about starting.
You should think about starting. And so John East, my good buddy John East, who's like the fastest bowler there is,
Barely takes any time.
he just has his ball in his hand and he puts his thumb in it as he puts he's got his left foot where he starts on the target or on the board, and then as he's pushing his right foot up to the approach, his thumb's going in the ball, and then he just goes in his motion there. And so then he always says, if I don't know what I'm going to do before I get up there, I'm not going to figure it out in 10 seconds or whatever I take up there. So, but that guy is so good and so fast that I like bowling with him.
So much you've done it for a while.
Off the chair to pick up the ball. You already have to.
Exactly. Oh, and Will trips out the 4-pin and walks it off right in front of Chad. Oh, he didn't slap it off though. So I had okay. So Patrick over here telling me I had a lot of trip fours today. Well, I had 2 of them back to back when he's on my pair the last game,
Right.
and then the one that I didn't trip. I mean, why happened there? Why didn't I trip that one? Yeah, that's true. I did have 3 trip fours that game. It got me to tied for 4th and 5th in a qualifying. I was watching, it was Justice Shield, Clark Polzer, and Chad Nelson bowling to the left of me, all in a chance to either make it, cash or senior cash or whatever it was. And then Dave Ullman was to the right of me, and he needed to have a good game, but he ended up with a senior casher. But there's a pair on 1 and 2. They were struggling, open here, open. Oh, and Austin York was on that same pair, and he was fine. He had like 160, but his ball was either going through the nose or missing a head pin right. And I lucked out a couple of those trip 4s, stayed in play there. And then Clark finished out first, and Justice Shield had a strikeout to tie. So they got to tied for 11th or 12th and 13th and had a game roll-off. But there was a lot of, you can just see when people really need something, the more focus that happens. So if people do slow down, take a little extra time on that you're not rushing your shot.
Yeah.
So, all right. So
And I'm kind of the opposite though. When I need it, it might take a little bit more time, but I already have an idea what I'm going to do. Might as well go and do
you
it.
just got to get up and do it, because then you're loose and you're just really going instead of standing there and tightening up. People talk about carry pins. Know when you're loose and how you're bowling. If you're like throwing the ball nicely, soft hands, you're letting it go really well, pins fall around. But if you're really tight and you try to fit it in the pocket, you're gonna leave it dead 10 and whatever. But if you're loose, they fall over. It's just amazing how they know that. 60-some feet away, and the pins, who have no heart, know what you're doing. But Matt, I'm going to let you
Oh, you're going to go one
stay
more
in the
time?
booth here, because I'm going to go loosen up a little bit. I might come back after this match and see who's won the next one, but I'm going to be loosening up. So you can sit in this chair.
All right.
And Matt Payne, everybody, is in the booth.
All right, what do we got going on here?
Commentary.
I got to sit down for the first time all day. This is awesome. I should get in the booth more often. All right, what do we got going? Dougie, yeah, Willard's going to be... All I had to say is he's going to be, and all of a sudden it just went to crap.
He's taking command and he throws it like that.
Right. Although he's still in command. But what else we got? We got Doug, 87. Can we see this? All the scores are up there. I don't need to talk to you guys about that. Read it.
Yeah, because he just got sacked after he threw the ball.
Did I bowl? I don't know if I bowled on this pair. No, because I had 23 and 24 and 21 and 22.
I missed it too.
Oh, I started on it for qualifying, so that what I know from that is not.
18 million frames.
Couldn't tell you.
I know, but it's always
But
stuff forever.
I think they're starting to open up, though. Just starting to get good. Oh. The Monica Seles grunt at the end. You knew it was good.
She retired.
If anybody's got a hip... If anybody's got a hip to give, Chad's in need. And a pectoral. He's a little short in between the ears, too, but we'll talk about that later. He's old now. He's 50. Yeah, Dougie's not looking so good. But you never know.
Stranger things have happened.
Oh, yeah. Well, we talked about how he was in control and how quick. Yeah. I was just going to say, I thought I was Nostradamus. I might not be. Well, Dougie needs to do that a lot. Like for the rest of the game. And then I don't know if it's enough. It was easy enough to miss.
You had to go get warmed up already?
Yeah.
He's 67.
Yeah. Yeah, he said he might come back.
If he does that, he'll stiffen up and pull some weight. What happened to our score?
I don't know. What'd you do?
We're sitting over here.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I only slammed that table once. No, we can, yeah. For those of you keeping track at home, Chad's grunting a lot.
Now we don't have Doug's score.
It's on a delay.
What is it, 7-day delay, not 7 second?
Well, it doesn't show there.
That's what I'm saying.
That square's not right.
Yeah, what are you guys?
There we go.
You guys are really bad at this.
Yes.
Was the mic on? I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
Is this live?
All right, we got it now.
Hello? All right, Dougie needs them all. Like, if he could go back in time, he should get that one in the 7th, too. That would have been helpful.
Very useful, that right.
Yeah. I believe that's what they say. Useful. My fruit punch is empty.
Chaos everywhere.
All right.
Dogs living with cats.
If we listen carefully, we might be able to hear Chad grunt. Oh, no grunt. I'm surprised it carried. No, apparently not. Well, he's one of your woo girls, either.
Ric Flair on lanes 19 and 20. How's your pectoral?
There's a changeup. Well, can you throw a knuckle curve next?
He's really good at that.
All right, Dougie. You need this one. I don't know who you're putting pressure on with it, but someone will feel it. Me, I don't know.
Corbett.
Oh, that about does it.
Yeah, it's
Yep, she done. Well, Dougie had a good run. 6th place ain't bad. Yeah, Tom doesn't bowl for another 3 games. I forgot he was 3rd.
I think he did too. Why would he need to be bowling?
Right. It's been a while since he's been in the ladder. I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is. Oh, thanks for noticing. Nice tea. It's hard fruit punch. It's a sponsor here on my shirt. Nice tea. It's delicious. Everybody should go buy it. Nice. Yep.
St. Cloud.
Yeah, and appreciate if you don't question it. It's just how it is, right?
Sorry, I'm just from Mankato.
Yeah, you're way down south.
Pretty much Iowa.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Can we relive that for a minute? God.
We can't laugh at himself.
All right, well, Doug ends on a high note. It's kind of like birdieing and still shooting 100.
Still really hard to throw.
I heard it as I was walking away, you throwing it in the ditch. You're right, yeah. Where was that a frame ago? All right, so
Throw 2 shots. I don't want to watch anymore.
2 shots. Throw 2 shots. Do it.
That's just throw it better. That's terrible.
Wow.
It bounced. It flopped. And he carried. Look at it.
And I'm sure that pair is horrible. That's probably why.
That is, in my humble opinion, easily the best pair in the house.
Yeah?
19 and 20. 17 and 18 just right behind it.
All right. I thought 23 and 24 wasn't bad.
That is easily in the top 2 worst. Our end pairs, yeah. They would definitely say, yep.
Well, you're thinking, hey, if you come out and bowl on 23 and 24,
Please
greatest
do.
pair.
Please do. Come on out for some open bowling. And 23 and 24, please request it. It's solid.
1 through 8's not good, by the way.
1 through 8's fine. 1 and 2 are bad. 1 and 2
Horse poop.
You can't see it. They're just not that.
All right, we got to
They're just not that.
They're just not great. So is that where state's going to be? 1 through 8? He doesn't control that. If you didn't hear it, he has no control. His oiler is the only thing he controls that goes down the lane, and he doesn't even really control that. Some other guy does. Oh, okay, he does it too.
Whoever's doing it, me or anybody else, all we'll be doing is pushing the button twice. Just the pattern will be what they tell us, and they'll have a lane of seven.
Sure. So, did I hear this correctly? The kegel starts next weekend?
Yes, sir.
Next weekend until
All the way through November.
November. So sign up and stuff because it's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it will be moved there.
Permanently. All right, so the guy not going on is Doug Manhart. That's Doug P. Manhart. He's not moving on. But the 2 that are going on are Willard. I don't know. 15 and then the 16. So anyway, Will's gonna bowl Chad for 5th. Thank you. So yeah, Will, Chad with. They get 2 shots. And they get 2 shots on each.
Guys.
They get a pat on the back from me, whoever loses, a shaking of the hand on whoever wins. Yeah, I mean, they get a lot on this one.
Let's increase some viewership.
We're going to switch the... Oh, did we already switch the camera? We switched the camera over already. So
Dave became a master at running.
I see that. And I apologize for anybody that's got some issues with moving cameras, because he just moved the cameras and it's shaky. So if you charge Jason if you puke or anything.
Technically my title.
Your title.
Yeah, no, just me.
Mr. Payne. All right. 4-pin. I left. Oh, no. He got her out. I think I left about 30 4-pins today, and I was 30 for 30 on them. I also left like 4 or 5 3-6-10s and picked them all up, but I left the 3-10 3 times and missed out all 3 times. So figure that. Yes, I could, and I will. I just wish I would have recorded them all, because then I would actually have some content. But we can talk about it. When I left 4-pin, picked it up. There's Will.
I kind of felt like I had a pretty good look all day.
No, you did actually.
Yeah.
I don't know how you did it.
You actually had a pretty good look too, because you made even.
I did make even.
So there were only 2 people plus, and then you even.
I did have a pretty
Good
decent.
day to average 200 on the USO pattern number 4.
Yeah. 20,
At a place that's
2019.
got a little bit of friction to it here and there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Topography is definitely.
188. I could have been plus. Had I not 4-9'd in the 10th there, I would have been plus by like a couple. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely correct. Right. And if a frog had wings, it wouldn't kick its ass every time it hopped. It's 7-0. You didn't hit.
First is they're trying to replace Gary. They just went Gary 2.0.
Sorry for that. That's the. That's Chad. Yeah, Chad's degenerate gambling. Yeah, and he's. Somehow he'll pull it out though. Somehow he'll hit all 3 numbers at some point, and I don't know how or what he does, but he will.
Here are all the grandchildren. Here's my new car. And it's like,
Which will So they're trying to figure out who starts, and Chad's asking Will what lane he likes. I think that's cheating. Chad.
I'm like, the last group, the thing that I understand is that not 22 anymore.
It's your choice, because
It's okay to just
it's your choice, Monica Sellis,
without having to have
Venus Williams,
validates it.
Chrissy Everett. Which one are you?
And parents today, they have a good understanding
All right.
of life, and they understand that you have your issues and your family
They're whacking them.
gone through things.
Here we go. It's a sham mark. Yep. Hey, thanks for collecting those.
And then I goes to 8 o'clock and they board the shit out of it. And he goes, the limit or 30s? He goes,
I'll tell you what.
but I don't think.
Return your borrowed pens. Yeah, I asked him. He picked up 2 of them. I said, "Thanks for doing that." And he goes, "Well, the tournament director won't do that."
We're a little short at the Super Bowl toss.
No, it was a great year. I don't even remember it just go that well.
All right, here we are. Chad will take it serious here in a second. Maybe. Meant to ask him if he felt like he bowled the high roller this weekend, because he bowled what, 13 games, 438 games yesterday, and then the 12 games we had today, or whatever game he's on now. I don't know. I feel like we've been bowling all day. Well, that's pretty good, if I don't say so myself. That's one of those, yeah, useful. Hey, these are really good.
Aren't they?
They are.
Yeah. Yep. It tastes like Hawaiian punch.
It sure does.
If you can
With like
find
a
it-
hint of alcohol.
Yeah, if you can find it in the cities,
Yeah.
like Hawaiian punch.
Well, yeah, Tom just missed in the ditch in practice. Good thing he started 45 minutes ago.
I was looking to see if there was anything at the wig.
Nope.
So my left ear is worse
No.
than my right, which is great when I'm asleep because I can roll over my
Get down the lane. All right.
So
Another spare I shot about 143 times, I felt like.
You know, so I planned this for
that
Tom.
concert.
a little.
Oh, you did. Good.
Well, I mean, this part right here,
Really cool tickets.
where
They were super cheap.
the finals on these pairs,
Sit there in the
where
van.
I put his Hall of Fame banner in front of the advertising banner that
Nice.
he has here, right? And I now realize, oh, we can't see it. I was going to say, I now realize standing here that I can't see it behind that speaker. The camera.
The camera got
Yeah.
it.
Okay, good.
The important thing.
Yep. I played a little with, putting Corbett there, and then I hung Brady there as well. I think most people know 15 and 16 is where Brady had his 900 series.
I thought it was 23 and 24.
It sure wasn't.
No?
Sure was. It was because they.
Yeah, this is the fair.
Hung that there as well.
Did he pre-bowl?
He pre and post bowled.
Pre
He had 300 and then he had the front six and he had to go. So then
He just picked up where he left off the next day. Got it.
came back and finished.
How do I sign up for that? Well, I got to get a 300 first and the front six next. So
I didn't realize 20.
I don't know if I can do it. It's a lot of work. Yeah.
So I feel okay.
Yeah. He's ruining the
Not
sport.
great, but okay. What I struggle with is like you and I are talking, and there's noise around me. That's when I drowned out. I can't hear.
All right, let's get real quiet. Hear a mouse fart. Oh no. Not helpful.
No, but it's a pretty good break from pinfall.
Sure.
Because, I mean, that should have been your typical washout.
Yeah.
Fortunate to get two extra.
Try to talk. I can't hear what he's saying because the background.
That definitely needs to be.
That's
And
what
I haven't much time because I'm going to do a few different hats today.
Really?
Oh, that's
Nice.
great spare.
I'd be mad that you left it
Way.
Right.
Yeah, why would you because it's impressive?
Are you
I
happy
mean,
you picked up?
you only admit the good stuff, like a 6, 8, 10 that you left when you hit you went just a touch high. That's the ones you admit. Oh, Zach Andresen's still here. I thought he left, actually. I hadn't seen him in a really long time.
Well, those top three, getting that by.
Well, and buy, like 4 buys, yeah.
Just getting the seated bid in the stuff like great. You know how good your check's going to be, all the
Right.
jazz, right? This good points, everything that matters, to those that are bowling. But you got an hour and a half wait.
Right.
But I've been my favorite band
Or more, yeah.
Boy,
And I've been
I don't know.
I've been to them probably after them.
I'm trying to throw some shots again.
And it's not.
The world more the beat and tempo. It's one of those things that just fires me.
10, 15 minutes before.
That's pretty good.
Actually reading something
Yeah.
it's like, oh, this is actually pretty deep. You just don't understand what
Yeah, that's
You've dropped the grunting, so I have no idea what to say anymore. I don't know if it's a good shot or.
I just toned her down a notch.
I meant to ask you, is this like a high roller? You bowled like 87 games this week.
Just be another sweeper.
Is Tom thinking about throwing yours in?
I hope not.
Because he's warming up with it.
He hasn't thrown it before.
Oh, he's getting
We were
used to it?
talking.
Gotcha.
We were talking about it, and you said he had it and he wanted to throw it, but he didn't think this was the time to throw it. And I
Threw
said
it
no.
in the ditch.
Yep.
That's better. I said I haven't watched much, but you can certainly tell that was better than the previous one. You cannot get it that far.
Yeah. No, you can't. You've watched enough then. I don't know how Zach plays where Zach's playing.
Now he takes his thumb off.
Well, that's cheating.
There.
Yep. That was in.
Yeah.
But it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
was
was
gonna
in.
say, I think he made a little bit of a move there too.
Yeah.
I listened to Pandora.
I think it might have been a bit of a gap.
I just listened to Sinatra.
Because I think he kind of, knew that he had an extreme angle when he was having to play, and that's how they missed so bad.
All the ones that listen to,
Yeah.
I plug into the Bluetooth is all. I mean, so I listen. I've always been.
Yeah, that didn't.
I have favorite bands, but it's like.
Racks are too fast.
Yeah, I heard that mentioned. We are known.
We don't have Sam here.
Known for our fast racks.
Yeah. My pin only rolled around 14 times before the rack got down. If it would have gotten that 15 time around, I would have gotten it. But no, these fast racks had to stop it.
Well, I mean, the sweeps.
Yeah, I was gonna say we don't got the short, so I didn't know if it was full.
By the way, the 4-pin's real tough to get out here. I couldn't get it. Yeah. Every time.
I gotta destroy like
This place reminds me a lot of Midway.
Yeah.
Really, just because there's so many different characteristics across the house.
Oh, never mind.
Oh boy. Yeah. So actually, so the keypads. That's all from Midway. The TVs.
See, he has selections. I have one speed.
Well, and
I do see it.
it's really not
Midway was a place where, I mean, it had, like, let's call them banks of lanes, right?
Yeah.
Blocks of lanes and then big walkways in between. And that created different parts of the house, right? I mean, just based on shifting, and you got a bunch of end pairs almost, kind of, right?
Dave, what's Rick's name?
I would.
Rick Hank. Hank? H-E-N-K. No thumb.
No thumb.
yeah.
He sent me packing for He's nice about it, though.
He was nice about it.
Hard not to be. I mean, you really got to work at it.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks for your donation.
Better luck next time.
So Holmes is playing Dave in the final, and he has to beat Dave twice, and he hits his ankle.
Jason, did you get them 5 balls?
Yeah, you can take them home today.
Dave,
Next
did John
week
go
today.
strike for strike with you after he put it in the ditch, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I know
he
struck
went
out.
strike for strike with him after he put in the ditch, right? So I think he might have won that match, but then it would have had one more, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Johnny Holmes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went gutter spared on a strike.
Yep.
Gutter was on spare.
Gutter was on a spare, yeah.
Oh, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Gutter was on spare.
Yeah, yeah.
Picked it up and I
Yeah.
don't remember if he struck in the ninth, but I know he struck out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He must have been playing in at like 4th arrow then for that gutter.
Yeah, because that was a tight match until that accident happened. I mean, it's just one of those things.
That accident.
It was tight at the end.
I mean, I doubled the shot out. I mean,
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah.
it was tight all
Tight.
T-I-T.
Tight. Roar it? Did he roar it?
Senior carry.
Senior carry. That's just what we need. Chad with senior carry. He had senior carry before senior carry was a thing.
That's 16-pound ball.
Yeah. 16-pound, 9-ounce.
Yeah, just enough extra bounce to that, because that didn't roll. That just bounced and kind of toppled over there.
Wow. Wonder what IQ is that? Is that his like 953,000 game one or?
Much better shot on that.
Oh,
I was just going to say,
right.
we just had this conversation. This is still old Betsy here, but one of the old Betsy's got a big crack.
Told Corbett I'm running on E and I got a flag.
Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Will's eventually going to be in front of
When you drilling that sunstorm? When you drilling it? The sunstorm?
Brady's got it.
the hell why'd you give it to him?
An original Sunstorm?
Left that, what would have been a 410 last time on that lane.
God, I drilled one of those.
I thought you had one
I think I had
unpunched.
700 out of the bag with that.
Yeah, you gonna drill that? Because you're not giving him a 16-pound Sunstorm.
He got
Right.
his from Highland. Brady got his from me. Then he gave it away.
The weight blocks on those are great.
But your top pair is 155. And after that,
Yellow one or red one? Sunstorm.
wait, I mean, but still, I think that the pleasure in that one, I think, is more to keep on the
Kind of dull. Didn't they come dull?
So, yeah.
Yep.
I
A
really
9-pin difference, right?
The left lane looks like she must be a little bit tighter. Because both of them, when they moved in, just
So what are they bowling for,
bit,
4 and 5?
had a whole lot of not wanting to go this. Well, people at home can't see that. Not wanting to go
Just put it
left.
in front of the mic and then
They can see it.
they can see it.
Not so much.
So either way, that's
Pretty good. Yeah.
That was.
but it's still deceiving.
He said, "Ah, shucks, I didn't throw that one good." Actually, said I shouldn't have missed left.
Yeah.
Oh, should have.
Yeah, should have missed left.
Should have.
Yeah, so then whoever wins goes against the guy who's there.
I mean, other than the 10th frame.
It's okay, we've been here all day. We've got you figured it out.
This is his first tournament. Just leave him alone. He's never been here before.
Well, it's pretty obvious right now.
How's the commentary on this one? Are we not being heard? He said, "How's the commentary being?" It's great. Just ask me. We're doing fantastic.
No,
It's the auto input, so it should be. Probably didn't.
Are you still the president?
Yeah, unfortunately.
This is kind of like no purpose.
That's not bad.
so that's what he needs. He needs all three of them, right?
I think that's a good thing.
He has no
Doesn't hurt him.
I mean, well, he has no choice. I
True.
mean, mathematically.
Is that just? Yeah, I was gonna say Will just needs to
That's what I
close.
like when you're sitting next to me in the booth because you're good at the math.
Easy. He's
No,
probably
he
not
is.
that great.
No, he's good at the math.
He's good with movie lines, maybe not the math.
So yeah, so we'll do that tournament next month.
All right, there we go.
We'll cover the tournament.
And without that, Will doesn't need work, right? So I mean, that's the deal. Chad absolutely.
All we hear is pain. That's a good thing.
I saw that. The first one just kind of rolled slow.
You can't hear me.
It's great to hear.
All right, so if you can finally hear us, then where we're at right now is Will has to mark. That's it.
He sure does. He got a lot on that one. Oh, speed.
Now, I have seen a lot of people chop a lot of right side spares today. And the vice versa. If you miss in and you catch a little bit of oil in the middle, you go right past. Yeah, right. This isn't a gimme. With the 3 added, it would be probably 50-50
worst.
almost. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that was close.
That's why I said oh.
Yeah.
Well, he needs
But that's
4.
all. Yep.
I
Stay on the line.
I watched people take 2 off the, or well, 3 off the rack.
Can I move the camera now?
Oh, no, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Nick Brady.
There it is. Will moves on.
Terrible salt. down the hard.
All right.
I was there live for
Will
that.
defeats Chad, 227, 220. Here it comes.
Here it is.
The big rematch. The Will Mateffy, never beaten Tom Corbett before, rematch.
He's like,
Gonna go 17 and 18. Let's grab a picture quick.
oh yeah. Yeah, Will's like 0 for 197 against Tom.
What happened? Will grabbing Tom's throat.
So what happened?
What happened? Chad's score was smaller than Will's score.
Oh,
That's
no,
what
give me
happened.
the old smile.
Now they continue bowling on the next pair. He gets to bowl Tom Corbett, your executive director.
Are they bouncing back?
Yes.
And forth
Then
on
they'll go
17?
back to 15 and 16, and then it'll be 17 and 18. They're taking a picture, so that's why you don't see anything. So,
Okay.
Put the
but you got to listen to me.
I think I got
Put the
six.
final match in 23 and 24 just for the fun of it. Have like a 150 to 116 final.
Right.
That I want to bowl on this pattern over my Tuesday night league pattern.
No, I would do it, but I think you would lose some people on that.
Oh yeah.
They get 2 shots. The oldest guy in the group right now gets some airtime.
2 on each, guys. Corby gets the choice, starter finish.
Do you want to start Shadow Bows first or last?
Got here?
Dave. Rain. Well, they're practicing anyway. No one cares. We got 17 viewers right now. I don't know that those 17 are real concerned about the commentary on the practice.
I'm a nice guy. You don't complain about 91 dollars, you know.
Well, that's that. Hi, Dan Ranke. So, Dan, I want to let you know, Steve did actually throw the what ball? What ball? Yeah. Oh, he threw his burner like 5 times and then he put it away. So he'd probably be your high qualifier had he played with it longer than 5 shots. But sorry.
It's neither here nor there, I guess. Ifs.
He hasn't drilled the second one yet, so work on him. Work on him, Ranky.
I'm just gonna show.
20-0 there, Vikes. He's got 2. One's not punched yet. I don't know if he's holding on to that for a rainy day. Because him and like 3 other people like the ball, so no, he's not gonna be able to sell it. And those of you looking for a ball that Corby's throwing, he's throwing a nuclear cell. Those are available.
Those are available on eBay.
Yep, those are available on eBay. Probably a 3rd drill, but they're available.
Too far away. I like the bowl league here, actually. I would love
Smithsonian bowling ball.
Yeah.
Back.
That is correct.
I'm still bowling CBAs. So they'll just come down Saturday and spend the night with somebody. And then one night spend with you guys good?
Yeah, we're good here. And Tom's gonna have Will start.
Here it is, match of the century.
Match. They to combined age, they are a century. No, just a shade under, I think, because what is Will or what is Tom? 67. Yeah, they're a shade short. They could not bowl century doubles at Nationals. Yeah. I agree. Redo.
Corby would like it. Corby would like that changed.
Worse.
Yeah.
All right, Tom.
So a lot of people.
It's pretty dang good right there.
Start. Yeah, a lot of people at home. They didn't, get to see. Yesterday was the Minnesota Senior Masters. For a few different reasons, we weren't able to have any live streaming from it. But Corby had one of the better runs that I've seen him have in bowling yesterday, getting all the way to third in that event. And then he turns around the next day
And does this.
and he finds himself getting into the top three.
Roll.
All right, good break. The top three automatically seated into the stepladder position in the CBA the next day. This is going to be, I don't know, I'm not sure exactly how many games ended up being for him yesterday, but he's working on probably close to a 30-game weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So when he talks about being 60, whatever it is, 7 or something,
Yeah,
7.
67
Yeah.
was what we heard.
That's a lot of games in a weekend, so that's pretty impressive. And, he said it to me a couple times today. He said, well, this is a lot of hard bowling. And I said, this weekend, I said, yeah, but you've made it a lot of good bowling this weekend.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's had a great weekend. All right, Will with a chance here to kind of jump on an early lead. All right. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
So this pair, personally, I think normally one of the best in the house.
Nice job, Brady.
17, 18, 19, 20, I think all of them are pretty solid right there.
Sure.
We talked about it earlier. Brady had the 900 on 15, 16. So this section is a really good kind of area.
But the rest of them are pretty decent.
I thought Will just because you don't know who's dealing with what.
Oh, that jumped
So
on.
yeah, and I was so in the last match against Chad, and I get a different pair, but I mentioned how Will was really getting some steep angles in that. That was just a touch inside of fifth arrow at the arrows, and that was probably about 6, 7 at the break point. So, you're getting into a lot of over/under. And then, of course, everybody, I think, very fortunate. But I think a lot of people struggle other than Belmo, struggle when you got to create some of these stupid,
Right.
sharp angles like that. And he's getting pretty steep there on 17. All right, Corby can reel this right back in. That didn't look like his
No, but
best
that's
shot.
an all right 8, though.
Yep.
That could have been worse.
For sure.
So I played in tournaments where
Of course, if Tom had the ability to be in the booth right now and talk while this match was going on, he'd let us know that Will's never beat him.
Right.
Yeah, good spare, Tom.
That's true.
But I do feel like that was common.
That's pretty
Yep,
good.
that is good. There
Nice.
it is. Yep. And if there's anything I think just from what I've seen, the limited time I've had to watch, that's going to keep the match maybe leaning a little more towards Tom's favor at times, is going to be his angles aren't steep.
Right.
He is able to keep it more on a path that he's probably a little more comfortable seeing. He's seen it a bunch in league or whatever, you know.
Yeah. And with it not being as steep, when he misses, his misses aren't going to be big designs. They're
Not
going
as
to be
much.
makeables.
Not as much over under. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's kind of a
Yep.
10.
Good call, Dave. Yeah, a little more adrenaline there.
A little speed to it.
And I mean, you know, Will and I worked together for a while. When he did, we talked a bunch about bowling in general and that, you know. I've talked about it on broadcast before too. When we've seen Will, you know, if Will gets amped up a bit, his feet get quick.
Yeah.
And when his feet get quick, well, the ball speed will follow. And then we see that. Maybe not the carry. Doesn't give the ball time to shape as well. Exactly. Okay. What's the match say, Davis? Looks like we're pretty quick, slight Corby advantage.
Sure, because he's got the strike up.
Yeah, because he's got the chance for that. Yeah.
7-pin difference, but he's got a strike up. So
See, when I said that, I was looking for an exact number.
yeah, well,
He didn't give it
No.
to me. That was
oh,
too
and, yep,
steep.
you're right.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, this 3-6-10, 3-6-9-10 are not spares you want to shoot right now.
We just talked about it last match when he had the 6-10.
Yep.
He almost chopped the 6-10, right? Right side spares are gross.
And always trying to say is, you're too good to lose. You know what I mean? But you didn't know time. You didn't know how to say it. It took me a while because once I realized that, I think
There we go.
Yeah.
There it is. And that's nothing against Will.
Nope.
Right.
Plastics hooking.
Jeepers.
And if you try to play for the hook that you think might be there, you're going to go right by the 3-pin. Oh, get down the lane. All right.
Yeah, that's a good double by Corby there.
That's a pressure-inducing double right there.
Yeah.
3-6-10 is tough holding. Yeah, I hate 3-6-10.
Everybody moves left, push them in, and get right at them, spare ball fades, and then you squeeze.
Exactly what we were saying.
So do you go way left?
Dumb bowling.
I do all the same spares. Every spare right now, I have a mark that I did for.
Oh, got a mitt full.
Yeah.
Oh, he got away with it.
Oh.
Got away with it.
Well, there's a prime example of what you said 2
Yep.
frames ago. And his misses aren't going to lead to as big of designs in front of you. Sometimes you'll actually trip one.
Yep.
And they were like 200. Good work all this weekend.
I should get my stuff. I was hoping somebody would steal it.
Yeah,
pretty good
there's a good
shot.
shot. Yeah, I mean, that's what you got to do, right? You have an error, you got to come back and make the best shot you can
Right.
after it. Start making up ground.
No defense, but a good offense.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it takes to get you in your
This will be telling.
Try something here.
He's gone through the
His last 3 shots have not been very good.
yeah, because he had a 3-6-9-10, and then he had a 3-6-10. He's got to make a easier said than done adjustment.
No question.
That was a great shot.
start throw the ball back to table, back to table. The routine.
Double up.
There was doubles what you needed.
Yeah.
That that looked a lot. Yep, that looked a lot better. So I also think when you said you think there's a little bit.
I mean, they're not the Twins, don't get me wrong, but they're still. It's still Aaron.
You don't want to lose to a senior?
All right. Oh, he did not get the mitt full he got the last time. Much better shot.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's probably just a little payback for the 4 that he did trip, right? Yeah.
So much cleaner that.
Yeah. No, when you mentioned, that you think there might be a little bit in the mind, it goes the other way too.
Oh yeah.
I think Corby gets amped up.
Oh, sit there.
Oh, yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Corbett, just get back on the horse.
Yeah, I think he gets amped up too.
Yeah.
To bowl against him. So it's a fun little rivalry. And that was just proof of what we said, right side spares are gross, whether it's 1 pin, 2 pins, or 3. They're
at this point, if you just kind of catch it, you're
you'll
you're
get
doing one of
out
these.
any surface, yeah. Oh,
mixer 7.
Yeah. And he's had a good look on 18, really, pretty much all game.
And
he must see more friction on 17 that he's created that kind of an angle.
Correct.
And
he got a little. We thought we got a little fast on in 4th frame because he left that 10, that dead 10.
Yeah.
All right.
We're trending. People must be hashtagging CBA finals or something right now.
Blowing up.
Gain.
All right.
They're coming in by the singles.
All right. So. Yeah, I was going to say he kind of closed down on that. Well, that just made this, that just lightened up the...
Open it up. Yeah. All right, well.
So Will can get to 2-0 and...
And we
209
got 2-0 and 230 is maxes, yeah. 235 and 209. Look at that. When we get to the end, the Kirkhoven math can figure it out. I had a hard time with the what ifs.
Right.
Going through school.
16 American.
We got it now.
Oh. Nice.
He floated that.
I was waiting for it to read at some point. All right. Well,
it was a great shot.
Laid the 5 down.
That is one of those where I would coin it like he was just trying to put it to where he knew it needed to go direction, but there wasn't a lot of focus on where the release was going to be with it or anything. Yeah, I mean, the rev rate was down and everything, but he put it to the spot he wanted to.
Right. Get down. There it is.
There it is. And he knew it. Yeah, Corby's good at the math too.
With the slap out there, he knew.
It's physically impossible. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. The sabermetrics have already been
The
down.
sabermetrics.
Yeah. We don't need to break this down any further. No, a good match for Corbett.
Great match.
And the, let's call it the Incredible weekend moves on.
Right.
He is now guaranteed no worse than what he finished yesterday, and he's doing it against the young kids.
Yep, the young bucks. A really
and
young buck.
Yeah. I mean, a bunch more entries in the youngins. So, very cool. Yeah, he wants to see what that... look at that. He's going to need to move 5 and 0. Yeah.
He's done on that pair.
He just says that. I just said you're going to need to move another 5 and 0 on your next 10 pin.
Just don't leave one.
Or don't leave one.
Is that 5?
Jack, I think he's fine.
Is that 5?
I think he's fine.
You're talking to a guy that, if
I think he's
he
fine.
comes to me, I'm telling you.
He's over.
Water off a duck's back.
Tom's like,
Thinking about going out to dinner with you.
I'm not
You know what
over
he's done?
Tuesday and Wednesday.
You know what he did?
Personally.
Tom's like, oh fuck, this is an easy win.
So
He already built the bridge and got over it.
He did?
Yeah.
Sure. I think we're gonna let him.
Well, that was an easy win for you, Tom.
We're gonna let him.
Yeah, why did we even bowl that match?
Wow, that's worse.
He may not be okay now.
Get the president. CBA president. Zach, you got 2 on each with Tom, and you get the choice, start or finish first. All right, underway in the semifinal match. Corbett leads off with a strike. Best way you can get out of the gates.
That last game, yeah. As soon as he beats him, Tom will
Okay, go way after now. Go Tom. He's so nice.
All right. 6-spin. This is Zach Andresen, and I'm not sure of the age, and I don't have all of the sheets in front of me that everyone's ages on them for the Bowler of the Decades bet, because this was the first leg of that, so we do have ages of everyone. But he's a junior bowler, so I'm not sure. 17-ish, somewhere in there. Yeah, 16 or 17, I would say. Oh, yeah, there you go. Class 2023, yeah. His parents own the bowling center in Princeton, and, well, he's definitely one of the better youth talents in the state that we have, without a doubt. He's definitely become no stranger to appearances, both just in match play and step ladder, the CBAs and the Masters tournaments. So it should be a good match. Little high flush, but a good shot. Zach qualified 7th, so yeah, a little on the lower side of middle of the pack, but not bad. This format took the top 12 into match play. The top 19 bowlers actually cashed. Yeah. All right. Well, a little work to do here. 6-7. Maybe a little slow. I didn't see the speed on his first shot, but that one looked like maybe a little bit slow. All right. Take the one, move on. A lot of game left. Yeah, it was a much better shot. He was really nice and free on that one. He really let the ball drop and just kind of let it go out on the lane. Didn't do much to it.
I thought I'd run out of room on the left and the right lane. My feet all over the fence there.
I would have made one more bowl.
I can kind of drift left. So
Well, I can hear Tom talking about how far left he is on the right lane. Zach's got a lot of ball speed in comparison to Tom. Obviously, he's 50 years his junior, but he also has a lot of rev rate on Tom. So we'll see where this takes us. I would also say that Zach's probably got some experience practicing in front of the ball return. Yeah, that was a good shot. And I don't know how much time Corbett has spent in front of the ball return. So
You were over there wheeling your year. I think we saw it.
Make sure he's got his mouth full.
He's so frustrated. Take him to the drive-thru McDonald's.
Frustrated.
Take him to the drive-thru McDonald's. Make sure you throw him. You say, I want to pay for the car behind me.
Really?
Yeah.
Thought you were leaving.
So she got flooded with a $43 bill.
Oh boy.
I'm sure she
not. I don't know if he said hook or hold. I hope it was hold. Or, anyways, that'll show you. He's used to getting left and he's used to lofting. So I don't know that the right lane will ever become a problem if he has to get any deeper. Like I said, he's probably got some practice there. But that's the one thing that might, just like Will last match, Corby's got the lower rev rate. His speed, if he gets tired, if he gets tired, something like that, might come down and then the ball overreacts on him. But his rev rate is down. It's going to keep his angles less or lower, and should keep him in play a little bit more. So, like I said, this should be a really kind of interesting match. Definitely a tale of two stories, or two games. But you can see Corbett now, that left leg up against the ball return. And that's the only thing when he gets in there without the rev rate. Going to be a little bit harder for him to create enough angle to get the 10 out. Well, I mentioned that Tom had a great run yesterday at Minnesota Senior Masters, and that was a lot of games. It was a pretty quick turnaround. Back today, he had a flat tire on the way here. Got it swapped out in Monticello. Oh, just enough. Good shot. And anyways, it's been a busy weekend with a lot of games for him, and we're coming down on the 10 games that he bowled, 8 of qualifying, 2 in the cashers round, and now we got a couple step ladders. So it's been a long weekend. Sure, the gas tank's getting a little low.
Thanks, Matt. See ya.
Yeah, great shot by Zach. Doing what he needs to do, right? Your opponent makes a mistake, then you need to jump right on that. You can definitely see in the last maybe 8 months, year tops, Zach's game really has come around, but his mental game has definitely taken a big turn to the positive.
Oh, she comes out there with you. No, I'm just saying that she was overnight, so I didn't think that she would be.
What? Yeah, I mean, normally you'd have an 8-10 standing for most guys. That ball didn't hit the lane until 10 feet out on the lane and hit about, probably board 38, 37. Turn? Yeah. Boy, this is something I wouldn't want to shoot at either right now. I mean, we mentioned the right side is bad, but with all the friction that's out there to the right, cross lanes aren't exactly easy either when you have and he's trying to, yeah. I was going to say he's trying to go straight at it because he doesn't want to think of hooking at it to get that sleeper out of there. But I've always been a firm believer of taking your, strike ball, if you will, when you have a sleeper, 3, 6, 9, 10, 2, 8, anything 3, 9, that kind of thing, buckets. Yeah, and there's the exact shot that Zach just carried in the last frame, right? Rev rate, speed, everything right there made all the difference in the world. Zach is 10 back, and Tom's going to end up with a nasty split. But he proved to himself that he can get that 10 pin even when they're hooking like this. Yeah, the patterns, well, it's not the patterns. You get this many games on just about anything, and this is kind of where you get to be a lot of times. And it's tough for somebody without speed or rev rate, or both, I should say. to try and be competitive against speed and rev rate. So, a very impressive show so far for Zach, but like I said, we're getting a little bit used to it. He's definitely, I guess, turned it up another gear as of late. He's definitely looked good the last several tournaments he's been at here.
There you go. Coming in.
Good shot by Corbett there. This is all really just a formality at this point. Zach has already kind of, put his stamp on this match. Just went down and talked to Zach's parents. I knew he had a great showing out at Junior Gold. 5th is where he finished. So, yeah. And Corbett had that 8-10 last on that lane. He just can't get the ball to shape properly on that left lane for sure. I don't know. I think the total number is somewhere in 3,500 plus range for Junior Gold each year, and it could even be more than that this last year. I don't know how many of those are in his division, but let's face it, to come in 5th, regardless of how many people were in there, it was probably hundreds of them. So, yeah, he's definitely improved his game. He also won the Midwest Classic just in Alexandria too last week or week before. So. We'll see him hanging around for a while. Yeah. Set that one a little short. Gets to be not too important when the match is already in hand, so. And if you're still watching, I love your comment. I'll never forget bowling the draft league down at Ranham, which easily was the most fun league I've ever been a part of. Yeah, we had to take the pencil away from you because of Andy Math. Anybody that's been down to Ranham would know there's no automatic scoring or anything like that. It's a pen and paper and or a pencil and paper. They don't even have the overhead. Oh, I was going to say Corbett missed it a bit, but that almost didn't look like he maybe should have been playing it that way.
Still searching.
Anyways, yeah, that was a lot of fun. I love that league. It was a great time. Thanks again to Capital Beverage for sponsoring that league when they did. That was a blast.
Good ball.
Great weekend, huh? Third and third.
Third and third.
Against the young'uns and against the old uns.
Don't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Better if I would have won yesterday. No, not for Dave.
One out for Dave.
As he shakes the hand of yesterday's champion and says, well, it would have been more fun if I had won yesterday. But
I never got to that point.
all right. Well, in will move our number 1 seed, Brady Stearns. 2 shots on each for both of you. And, of course, Brady, you'll get the choice.
You changed his number too. Four. Two. Go back to well, I know. Jason, go farm at bathroom. Imagine that.
On a lake or no lake?
That's VOs, man. That's teams. Yeah. Stir 17. Shut it down. Yeah, no. 17 was a little bit of a tight spot there. So where the urethane to me might do a little shimmy like that, unless you make sure you get big difference is if he gets to the side of that thing corners like no problem. But if he gets up the back of it,
It's too steep.
yeah. Yep. Yep.
Or anything closer to
Yep.
closer to wall.
I agree. That's why I like. I didn't mind the two pairs. They're pretty decent. Come on, Jansen Hansen, how are you? Cool.
No?
Could use that. But I want to get one of these.
Only $306.
That's mine too, so pay up.
You already paid me.
I know what I'm saying. I only paid you 140. You paid me 306. So some of that's mine too.
That's what you got to give me. You got that in your pocket. Young man wants to accelerate.
Like I said, one, it's got to be more than that. Uh-oh.
You get 300.
Yeah.
What did I say?
Oh, well, snap to it.
What did I do?
Should Stacy pay me? She had $300.
I don't like the bet to win because it'd be a bad bet.
Careful. Careful. That's okay. They're old.
How many people actually do this?
Oh, that's that one off 61.
The bet to win doesn't count for next one, right?
You guys good to go?
Doubles?
Is that next month?
Mermaid. Brand new lanes. That'll be interesting. Thanks, Joe.
Exactly.
Look how Hollywood am I?
And
Even if you're shit, it's better than what you've got now. Take the 3 lanes.
Lucky. Lucky.
You're wrecking my equipment. I can't throw anything good out there because it just destroys it.
Brady gets
right.
It was better today.
Oh, well. Yeah. Well, that was a bit of a surprise. Quite a bit of hook there. And here we are. Right lane, or right side, spares. And
October 22nd.
there's a lot of friction out there.
No, Twin City.
All right, good spare.
Good on Saturday.
Good spare.
Either way, we pay our money. But our goal is to make it to Sunday.
All right, so that was the start. Final match here. We got Brady Stearns, our #1 seed. Led really for most of the day today. There were a couple spots where a few others popped into first, but he had a pretty solid hold on the top spot for most of the day.
Thank you.
I'm sure of that. We might get done by then. Right, so our goal is not to miss a play. Our goal is just to have fun on Saturday. Right. Our goal is just to have fun on Saturday.
And the opposite, just not quite enough 5'8".
Give me an opinion on this pair. It's 17's got a little hang on it, and 18 actually, this one, that just did. It reads and fits.
Eventually on Sunday.
I see that. 17 hooked a bunch. Just hooked a bunch.
Not if you keep it in it. Was it your thing yet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Probably got around the side of it and it
Yep.
jackknifed.
Yep. Yep.
And my theory is if he rolls up the back of it, it'll be fine. But if he moves a little farther in and stays on the side of it, it's going to miss. That's going to miss. That's going to go that way. That's what I see on 17. 17 was touchy.
We will be prize donors.
And there was no prize to do it, I'll tell you that. But I can notice that much. Good, only bowled a few more games. That was just getting good.
You would have fallen asleep if you had bowled a few more games.
Spent. I'm happy with fifth. I should have been about 50.
Well, Will said if you just
You got under that one.
Yeah. Yep.
Your hook. It's makeable.
If you ask Bob Miller,
They're all makeable.
every spare has been picked up.
That is true.
Means they're all makeable.
I've been accused of worse. Oh, God. 16.
That's good. Nothing wrong with that. Bob's a good man. Fun to bowl with. Definitely got to watch what you say.
All right.
They call it Miller.
Yeah, Millerisms. You bet. Absolutely.
Big fan of Bob. I like Bob. Come on, Bradley. Regroup.
Was that a night road?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely, I would guess he's probably going to go back to his old IQ just like I did.
Yeah.
Night road looks a little more angular. It's
Well, it's
like a high road pearl.
well, it's smoother than the high road pearl, but
It's
it's
gonna
way more angular than an IQ is going to be.
The IQ
Yeah.
because it was just smoother and more gradual, and my misses weren't as
Yeah, so
bad.
I bowl a full frame, you bowl a full frame.
Yeah, that too.
He owns 40. He throws 2.
That one was more up the back.
It was. Yep. Good shot.
More up the back and it stops.
Well, that's exactly, again, what you want to do, right? If your opponent gives you a little bit of an opening, then you got to step on it. Another good shot here, really make a statement.
Tell you what, the kid's got a great game.
Yeah, I was talking about that last match. You know, he's come a long ways just in the last 8 months, year, somewhere in there. Took 5th out at Junior Gold. It's an impressive appearance.
Very under control.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like about it.
Yep.
It's on the side again.
I don't think he wants to win. Doesn't really show it.
I couldn't do that every shot. I get tired.
He posts them well.
Yes, that's the key.
Right,
That's
balance,
what I noticed,
of
the
course.
differences in the two-handers. The ones that post them and then the ones that don't.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Unbelievable the accuracy that kids have at the rev rate. Is Tom all right? Did he leave? Yeah, he's here somewhere.
Here somewhere.
Baby, shot Brady.
I'm not sure where.
Probably putting his stuff in his car.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. He's pretty disappointed on how he finished.
Oh.
Very nice day.
There's one about the greatest Corby weekend in a long time. 3rd and 3rd. That's
Sad.
it's a pretty good weekend.
Step ladder last year, year before, too.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, he kind of. I mean, it's early to say you need it, but he.
Make a good shot.
Yeah, he's got a.
Posted it.
Yep.
Couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Shot Brady
10
run
pin.
now. I think he's more frustrated that he started with the other ball. Must
Yeah.
have got a little bad information on some shadows, maybe.
Yeah, and if your opponent has a good look,
Yep.
you don't have a lot of time.
No.
So you can't afford giving away 2 frames.
And then, to me, this format, it's a good format because you lock up a second place, but
Yeah.
he's been sitting for
Yeah.
3 hours.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier, you know. Yeah, Dave's number 1 seed, and he had a 2.5 hour.
Taking
That's-
his chances
oof.
every time, but I tell you what,
Yeah.
to me the advantage is a guy coming through the step ladder.
That's
when you
keeping
have
on
that
going.
Big a break.
Yep.
Here he comes. Tom's still
Hey,
around.
he's still around.
He's worried about you. I thought maybe you fell down somewhere.
No, checking the tire and make sure that it's got air in
Oh,
the
yeah.
donut tire.
Flat tire guy.
I survived a flat tire to get to third place.
That's why you leave a little earlier.
Well, that's exactly why I did. It just, I could use one of my favorite beverages.
That's good. Round it.
Oh, the old solid 9.
Oh, 9 bit break. Made a good shot.
So, little trivia here.
Uh-oh. I'm not good at
He will be if he wins, he'll be the youngest to ever win a CBA title.
And I do not. Is it Brady?
Nope. Greg Moan from Albert Lee won with these
Really?
4 out of 5 lefties were on a TV show or on the stepladder, and he beat them all. He was 18 years old when he won.
Did not know that.
Another little bit of trivia. I would have been the oldest if I would have won.
Yes. And may I ask who that is?
Clark right now,
Yeah, okay.
for when he won. It was Bruce Forsland years ago at 59-ish. Clark was probably 65 or so when he won, 64 maybe, something like that when he won.
I was going to say that's impressive.
And Clark is, another little bit of trivia, is the only one who's ever bowled the first and the last CBA.
Yep.
Everyone
Still
bowled.
to today.
He bowled the absolute first one, which was in June of 1971.
Yep.
All right, I get my
I
favorite
remember
beverage
that
here.
because that's close to when I was born.
And that was, yeah, okay. And that was down in Mankato at Dutler's.
Yep. And it was I knew it was in Mankato.
Jerry Dutler, who learned a bit of trivia, won a Peterson Classic once.
We got a few Peterson winners in our
Oh, quite a few in there. Like the last few, the ones that last ones that won. Oh, Zach, wow, the high hard one.
Yeah, I gotta get
Matt McNeil won about 4 or 5 years ago. Sam Lanto won about 7, 8 years ago. Mickey Carl, from, I don't know if you know him, he's from St. Paul. I know he won. Don Breeden won once. And Chuck Wallace, who was from Northeast Minneapolis, he won. He might have been second and third up in there a couple times,
That one I
too.
don't know.
You wouldn't know him. He was, I think he would use back then, a Carmel White Dot.
Yep.
But he used that in his league in also. So it's not like it was anything different for him.
Normal. Before the bleeders came out. I remember the Carmel.
The Carmel White Dot, yeah. And then they came out with the yellow dots and
That's pretty close. Pick it up.
so Brady decided to have Zach start the match,
Yep.
which we've talked about that. You want to
And then
One of-
Brady did switch balls in the third. He went away from the night night road.
the night road,
whatever
okay.
That new one that we
Did he go back to his IQ?
IQ.
He was said when we were practicing down earlier. He said he was going to that. And that was one of his favorite ones, just like yours.
Yep. It's controllable. It's easy to get in. I mean,
It never hit for me. That's why I never liked it.
no, and that's why I like it is because it behaves. It don't
Yeah.
jump off the spot. It smooths it out.
Yeah, it doesn't jump off the spot. So then it just kept going for me.
Yep. Oh, re-racker. And Zach's still throwing a pitch black.
Yeah, he was thinking about changing to resin as we were practicing down there.
I
And
asked him about it earlier, and he said, I'm not going to change, give into it until I have to.
yeah, I don't think he needed to. And so I took out my purple hammer that I bought 2 weeks ago just to throw it on the practice over there. Yeah, it didn't hook at all. And I bought it, not for this pattern anyway. It just happened it's going to be in my bag all the time. But I bought it for these shorter patterns, which we've had a couple of them in the last 6 or 7 months that, and I kept saying I don't need it, I don't want it, don't need it, whatever. But I have it now, and if I get to the point, because I haven't cashed in those two when they were as short patterns as they were, it's still get pretty. They're pretty dry the way it is, but you still got to get in the right part of the lane. I didn't have the right ball to do it. All right, good shot.
Nope, I agree. I'm not a urethane lover or a hater. It just fits
You just have to have one.
Styles better, but you do need to have the option.
So,
if needed.
Dave Ullman, you have a urethane ball that you use? How often do you use it? Very rare, but it's in your bag in case you need it. Patrick, how about you? You have one too, so...
Yep, I carry one, and if I know it's a short pattern, I will actually bring two.
Well, mine's in my bag all the time now, also along with another bowling ball. It's an old ProMotion, but I have a drill with a short pin. So that I have those two when they get to be tricky and tough or whatever, where the regular stuff I have just doesn't work.
Nope, that's probably a couple of them the same balls that I have. They're smooth and they just roll.
That's okay.
Good shot, Zach.
Great shot.
Here we go score-wise. 85th in the 5th with a strike up in the 6th for Brady. Zach with an 89 in the 4th and a double up there. So he's got about a 30, 20. How my Northeast Minneapolis high school math tells me 34 pins because somebody just told me that. I would have got there eventually.
They get done. I'd like to ask Zach a question. I think he's smart enough. He's doing it. The hand position. He can really tell when he's up the back of it or on the side of it, and that's subtle little.
I think you watch his follow through, and see, he does that too. So I talked to him earlier while we were warming up, and there's nothing going on. I said, was he always two-handed? He said no. In his 7th grade, his first year of high school bowling, he was one-handed. He averaged like 170. He'd mess around with two hands once in a while. And he goes, then he got to the conference finals, and nice shot, Zach. He got to the conference finals, and he was using, in practice-wise, he was shooting 200s and 210s. There was only 170 with one hand, so in the whole conference finals, he decided to go to two-handed. And I've said he is the best two-handed bowler we have around here, especially his age, too. 16 years old, I believe.
He posts a lot of good shots. That's the key. That's the difference as a quality two-handers than the erratic.
Right, yeah. Well, the ones that are just learning, and it's got to take a while to learn those steps because you got a shuffle in there where we don't really have that kind of a shuffle.
The big thing for me is ball speed.
There's that too.
I can do it. It's not a problem to post the shots, but I can't create the speed.
I'm totally with you. I can do it too.
Yeah.
And then you got to have that stutter step in there, whatever. Get that. Yeah, right.
That's where they create the ball
and where their both feet are off the ground. Isn't Anthony Simonson? I think does that. So.
Oscu is probably the one that's off the lane the most that I've watched over the years.
So I was talking to Mark Kiko a while ago, one of the Masters, and his son Bryce bowled. I think it was our last year. Either it was a Minnesota Masters or it was a CBA Masters, but Bryce led the qualifying. He's a two-hander, and they go to Zach and Bryce go to school at Princeton together, and they're both on the basketball team too. And they did pretty well in state in basketball. If I'm not mistaken, they might have won. So I asked Mark Kiko how Bryce was he always two-handed. He said no, and they said, who teaches him? And I think he said Dan Shossow or Fred Shossow. He says a lot there, but he said if they have any questions, they ask Zach. Zach seems to know more like what to do, and like I said, he is the best out here that I've seen.
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier. You figure the guy that started it all, Jason, now he's late 30s.
Correct.
I mean, so just the change of the sport is kind of
phenomenally different.
How many tournaments I go to and the kids are bowling, it's 50%. That's probably low.
Right, yeah. And then as far as lefty two-handers, Jordan Monens, I think is one of the best lefty two-hander because I don't see too many of them. But he, his first CBA, I bowled with him when he just turned to two-handed, and then he went to bowl with the Team Masters or Gold or whatever. I'm not sure which one he bowled, one of those Junior Gold, and did pretty well. And he's been, if I'm not mistaken, he was second or third last month, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, lost to William Jones.
Yep, he did really well. I think they go to the same school.
They do. William Jones and Jordan go to the same school. And William Jones, who's one-handed, but he's using that purple hammer right off the gutter.
Yep, they made them look easy.
They made
that day,
exactly.
and they weren't. They were hard.
William made him look really.
Posted down.
It's looking more and more like Zach is going to win his first CBA title and become.
Comfortable, and he'll be a new youngest record holder then.
He will be. It's either 16 or 17, but I know Greg Moen was 18 when he won. I don't know the exact 18, how many months and day, whatever, but either way, he's definitely younger, so we'll get that figured out into our trivia.
Class of 23, it says on his shirt, so he must be a senior this year, right?
Well, he's a senior now, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
Yep.
he graduates this year, so he must be, obviously he's a senior then.
Yep.
All right.
A little soft and on the side when she jumps.
Nothing seems to bother him. He seems to just sit there and
That's
just.
the biggest thing that I see is, you know,
I'm sure it does. I'm sure he gets the little adrenaline going, and you know you tend to think ahead sometimes. And
but he handles himself
he
well.
really does.
It's going to hook a little.
Looked just enough so you didn't chop it. 25.
That's well good today.
That he did. I don't remember what his qualifying score was, whatever.
I'm not sure.
Thanks, Will.
Qualified 7. Qualified 7.
But I do know
Around even.
he was struggling for a while, and he said he had a little talk with himself that when he was struggling, he had to talk to himself to sit down and say, "Let's get going."
Yeah, I did that a lot today.
How many we have?
No, we were just talking about
So
this.
we haven't had a junior champion.
We have not had a junior champion, and we have not had. He is the youngest bowler to win a CBA tournament. He's either 16 or 7. I think he's 17 now. Greg Moen from Elberly was the youngest, and that was back in the 80s.
Wow.
When, or maybe early 90s, somewhere around in there when he won. It was down at his 80s. I thought it was the 80s. Oh, okay. Well, so he's been around for a while. So he's Dave Ullman's age. He's been around for a while.
He's old.
Yeah, he won
I
it.
don't even know him, and I live down there.
But I was at Elberly when Elberly Holiday Lanes, and way years ago when we had all these CBA tournaments, we just had whatever the house put out.
House pattern.
That was just our house patterns, and everybody who bowled in the house knew exactly what to do. Well, it was fairly left-handed, and of course he was one of the 4 left-handers in the step-ladder final. He ended up winning. So, I mean, some left-hander had to win, and then I think the next year Earl Johnson, somewhere around there, I'm not sure exactly the story, but he either took down all the 4 lefties, or he lost in the championship to the lefties or whatever. But he was one of those guys that was didn't like losing, first of all.
Right.
But he didn't like it when it was favoring one side or the other.
Well, I remember Lumpy having a certain look in his eye when he went from the 5th seed all the way through the entire left-handed field at Derkula's for a Minnesota Masters. And he was, no, it was just regular CBA. It wasn't a match. It was regular CBA.
So he was just focused?
He was determined.
Determined is a good word.
And he had, I think one of the matches was, I think he had 299 to 279.
Okay.
I mean, it was he was.
Nice tournament, Brady. Second place is never bad, being that he led the qualifying by a lot. He led after 8 games qualifying, led by a lot. After 10 games, he led by a lot. So he had to sit for a long time.
You bet.
Now, I really haven't ever done that. I can tell you that's hard to do to get back up to speed. Thumb hurt, legs a little bit, but that's not an excuse. It just takes a while to get back.
Yep.
That's why I had to practice fair. So I was still okay. I will be sore tomorrow, I'll tell you that, after like 30-some games this weekend, whatever it was. And then changing that flat tire that I had to do, man.
That's what'll make you
That's
sore.
hard labor.
I was laying on the ground. I had to get that jack in the right spot.
That's hard labor.
It was tough to do. So.
Do that for a living.
I'm not going to be Chad. I like
Only
what I do.
fools do that.
My hands hurt.
Well, then I had to have that stupid. If I would have had the cross tire wrench, which I have at home, but I don't carry it with me in the car. I had that little thing, and and then there was you had to like turn it, and then I don't know. I scraped my knuckles on the ground once because I didn't get it up high enough, and I was like, son of a bitch. So
It turned out to be a good day.
yeah, you know what's funny? I was thinking about it as I was coming up here. I lost money on a tire. And I said, I have to make some money, get second or third place to make up some money.
Gotta get new tires.
This reminds me of a tournament way back in the 80s. Chris Harrison and myself were driving up to Duluth to bowl a CBA tournament. His car broke down. We were like, I don't know, 30, 40 miles out of Duluth. We stopped at a rest stop. Somebody picked us up, brought us up there. We had to like finish in the ladder to make money.
Just to break even.
Just to break even. Well, he was second, I was third. So we did. So I thought about that same thing as I was driving from there to here. So I got to pay for this tire, so I better get second or third so I can make the money. Why didn't I say first?
Yeah, I was going to say, don't be happy with second
because
or
that's what
third.
happened before. Anyway, congratulations, Zach
Great ball,
Andresen,
Zach.
winning
Very
first CBA
very
title, the first junior ever to win and the youngest bowler ever to win. And this is Brady's umpteenth second place. I'm not really sure how many, but he's always up there. Really hard to beat. If you want to go win a CBA, you actually have to go through a guy like Brady or Chad or Dave Ullman even going through. So there's a lot of tough bowlers out here. Jason Hansen, where are you?
I'm here.
I just
Thanks
asked
again.
Zach, he'll be
Absolutely.
18 in October.
18 in October. Okay, so
He's the youngest.
he's still 17 and 11 months thereabouts, whatever.
Yeah.
So Jason Hansen, proprietor here at Southway Bowl and CBA tournament director. Another good weekend of tournaments that you were
Thanks.
running.
Yeah.
The Minnesota Senior Masters yesterday, the CBA today. Great place. Everything ran smoothly. You had a guy run down and getting the pins out of the gutter all the time. So
I know.
that was good.
Stace, let's be honest. Stace and Allie ran the Senior Masters yesterday.
They
let me
did.
bowl,
Well, I
so-
said you bowled. How'd you
Yep,
bowl?
thanks
No,
to
never
them.
mind.
Yeah, that's not.
Okay, so
I
but you
came
were
back,
there.
I came back. Let's say that.
Well, I got to tell people this too because I've run tournaments for a long time, and when you bowl and run a tournament, it's totally
tough.
different. Your mind is sure you want to bowl well, but there's always something in the back of it. Lane breakdown or something happens. You're always thinking about that, so you're not 100% focused. I'm not saying that's an excuse for you, but it's still hard to do well when you're running the tournament. You're in charge of it, so.
You bet. So no, but it was a lot of fun. Corby, I said it a couple times on the broadcast, but what a great weekend, right? I mean, third and third, right?
Third and third
I
is
called it
pretty
the
good.
Incredible weekend for Corby. Yeah.
Okay, well, I liked it. I bowled really well all weekend. I had like 30, what did I have, like 15, 16 games yesterday, and today I had about 15, so I had like over 30-some games.
We mentioned that.
Yeah, my thumb's a little sore, but I still feel good, though. My legs and hips are okay, so.
Good.
We'll find out tomorrow, though, when I wake up, and it'll be a little sore, but it was fun. I don't do this bowl like this very often on a weekend, so.
You bet.
Amongst
What a great weekend.
all the senior bowlers, which are all good. Anybody can say what they want about the senior bowlers we have around here.
They're Hall of Famers.
They're-
most
yeah,
of them,
exactly.
right?
They're mostly Hall
I
of
mean,
Famers. There's always a few that just come out that really didn't bowl CBAs years ago. That they're just trying it out, whatever. But most of the seniors bowled competitive tournaments all along the way, so they're all very good.
Right.
We just don't have the rev rates. We don't have all this that these young guys have.
Yep.
And then when you put a shot out like this, where it's tougher, when you got to keep the ball in play and pick up spares, I'm way better at that than trying to strike with these guys. So
Yeah.
I felt really good all day, all weekend. So thanks
Sure.
it was a fun weekend.
Yeah. No, that's great. Next month is our doubles. So if you haven't signed up yet and you're listening, you probably should. We took a lot of entries in today. It is at Mermaid.
October 22nd and 3rd.
Yep, correct. So
Sam Lato, did you hear that? I signed us up, so Sam, you better be ready.
and we do have a room rate as well. So you can call the Mermaid and ask for the CBA room rate. They do have the hotel there. So if you want to make it a 2-day event or plan on that, we'll have our Hall of Fame banquet that night. And awards banquet. So
Are we full so that Hilly and Millie duo can't be here yet, or are they coming?
we are not full. It's still open. Closed caption to Hilly Millie. We still have room.
So you better sign up, and once we fill up, you don't get your spot.
Yeah, no, it's
We're
not
just,
a guarantee.
Just because you're defending champion, whatever.
Yeah, that is it. Champion.
Champion. It's 4 in a row.
Was it 4?
4 in a row.
Oh, yeah.
Defending.
Yeah, somebody's
That's going
gotta
to stop.
put an end to that.
So anyway, if you guys are listening, you better sign up because we're not just holding your spot because it's
Yeah.
not like a U.S. Open where you win, you're guaranteed to be
You're
in
not
there.
a celebrity yet.
No,
Not yet.
yeah, they'll take a long time. They're from Wisconsin.
Yeah, they got to earn
By
it.
the way, how are the Packers and Vikings doing? Oh, it's looking pretty good for the purple.
Yay for us.
Yeah, so.
All right, so next month doubles. Hope to see everybody there. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon.
Okay, thanks, Jason.
You bet.